Good day, everyone, and welcome to Social Selling Wednesday. We are here every Wednesday. You can at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. However that relates to you around the world, it's very cool. You can join us by going to socialsellingwednesday.com. That's socialsellingwednesday.com. And then you can hear us via podcast through all of the channels where we are distributed as well. But we invite you to join us live so that you can get on and get in on the conversation, either by joining us through the audio and video or just audio only, or you can participate in the chat room as well. My name is Bob Woods. I'm the Executive Vice President of Coaching and Training at Social Sales Link, as well as a social business strategist at PeopleLinks. Ted, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Ted Verdromo, kind of zoning out here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I didn't get my second cup of coffee yet.
There you go.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm the author of Ultimate Guide to LinkedIn for Business, Ultimate Guide to Twitter for Business, and I do a lot of online advertising for companies. That's kind of my specialty.
Great.
Michael?
And I'm Michael de Groot, Chief Storyteller at stayingaliveuk.com. And I advise people how to share their story using LinkedIn, social selling, and whiteboard animation. Great to have you all here.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We appreciate it. So with that in mind, we always start off with a LinkedIn changes that we've noticed in the past week, or some of the bigger changes that have happened within recent weeks that we just want to reiterate. So Ted, have you noticed anything different, unusual, weird, working well, not working at all on LinkedIn?
Yeah, Monday morning I logged in and I saw that when I had a whole list of invitations, and I had a little chat bubble. If the person sent me a custom message, it had it very clear if they used a customized message or they customized or the standard message.
Right. Oh, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And actually, Michael, you had sent out, was it a tweet or was it a LinkedIn news update, just with a little UI suggestion, user interface suggestion on what LinkedIn could do to make that even better. Do you want to? I don't know if you can show that in that window there, but you can definitely address it really quick.
Yeah, it's if you remember last week, the whole thing started changing. All of a sudden, the reply button arrow or the reply arrow had disappeared,
right? And
then something else came in its place, and then where it looked like somebody had personalized, these little bubbles came up. And anyway, it all changed over the weekend, and the majority of it is kind of got the reply button. But I've reached out to a few people and obviously put it on LinkedIn to kind of reach out to some folks. But where underneath the image of the individual, you've got a ignore or accept button. I'm suggesting, why can't we just have a reply to button next to those two? Because there is enough space. So I just mocked up an image to show ignore, accept, reply to. Just those three buttons. Because who knows what that arrow is, or who knows what those bubbles are. And I don't think anybody really, truly wants to hover over something and see what happens. We need something that is quick, instantly recognizable, and therefore I'm trying to get LinkedIn to pay attention to do something different. I've had no response from anybody as yet, but who knows?
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes icons only take you so far. You need to just put it down in simple English or simple whatever language people are using within the LinkedIn interface so that they know what's going on. The only thing I would wonder about is would people know that when they click reply that they're not accepting? So remember when reply don't accept was what used to be an option, which I thought was crystal clear in terms of what it's supposed to do. So maybe a slightly tweaked answer there would be reply don't accept or something like that. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I think we've got to keep it simple, and let's look at what they're doing on the app, right? So
okay, yeah.
on the pending invitations inside the app, it's a cross or a tick, which is ignore or accept.
Right.
If someone has personalized the message, then you have a reply to button sitting inside. You know, the message is enlarged a little bit. You can see what the message is, and there's a reply to button there. So if we're educating people, because most, you know, by the end of this year, there's going to be like 70% of everybody is going to use the app. They're not even going to the desktop. If you're educating people to click reply to there, you might as well do that on the desktop as well and keep it, you know, synchronized. The other thing as well, it's in the wrong place. So on the app, they've put it under network, right? So why can't we have it on the desktop under network in exactly the same place too? Because we got a button there that says network. Why hover over some icon, a plus icon, see a drop down, click on see all? I mean, it's so badly thought through, this. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that people there are starting to move things closer to where the app is.
Yep.
And because I believe that's the way it's got to go.
Makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, which of course is why they didn't do it. So, you know, I think it's, you know, LinkedIn just being in their insular world basically, and you know, they don't ask people outside of the company. They don't test with people outside of the company, and you know, I don't know what they're thinking. So, Ted, first of all, before going any further, except for what you brought up, I haven't noticed anything different or new on LinkedIn this week. Michael, what about you?
I haven't. I can remember.
Yeah,
right. I wanted to share a couple of things that I put in the question chat.
Yeah, that's right.
One about the two-step security. Lindsay Stamen did a blog on two-step security verification.
Yep.
And this is in view of all the press where this big kind of hack that happened 4 years ago is now resulting in some email addresses being advertised for sale, including Mark Zuckerberg's, allegedly. So so I went, okay, I'm going to do this two-step verification. I changed my password at the time, so I've not had any problems as far as I know.
Right.
But I went, okay, let's step up the security and really just to experience what's going to happen. And it's pretty simple to do as long as they've got your cell phone, and they just send you a message with the code. I've now had to do this 6 times, okay? Because if you're using, say, Safari browser, Chrome browser, then it's one step for each of those.
Yeah, because it's counted as separate logins.
Separate logins. So it's not based on IP address or device. It's based on where the login that you're using. Not only that, it signed me out of Buffer. It signed me out of Flipboard. So I had to log in, do the two-step verification on Flipboard again, on Buffer, on iOS, on iPhone, on iPad. So I'm just kind of giving everybody a warning. I think it's a good idea to do it, but just expect that depending on how many apps you use and how many, bits of software you're using, everywhere where you go to LinkedIn, you will need to do two-step verification. Yeah, but once it's set up and it remembers it, then you're good to go. So far I've done about half a dozen. Maybe there are others. I don't know yet.
Wow.
So
there's just a lot of work involved. But I mean, when it comes to security, is it worth it? I mean, I would probably say yes. I mean, but that's just me. I mean, especially nowadays, my God, with everything that's, happening security-wise here.
And all of our accounts are tied together, like you said. Our Twitter account's tied to our LinkedIn accounts, tied to our Facebook account, tied to our buffer. Yep. It's like,
yeah. And then the only other thing, there was a post that a connection of mine put out last night with a blog suggesting that you can no longer see the text of the original invitation if somebody has sent that to you, whether it's the standard invitation or a personalized one. And people were saying, you don't bother sending personalized invitations any longer because there is no point. And I'm quite upset about that because I don't think it's the right thing to do. And actually the blog post was wrong, because you can find the personalized or the standard invitation now, because it appears underneath the relationships tab on the individual's profile. So again, for all of those who are watching on replay, just be sure, have a look at, if somebody's invited you and you've accepted, you can see their personalized or standard invitation in the relationships tab on the profile. And that is something new. It didn't happen previously. It wasn't there. It was lost for a period of time. But I think it must be when you, Bob and Bryn, had a conversation with the user experience team, they must have fed that through and got that changed, I suspect.
Yeah, because that's not what we meant. And I definitely, and the other thing that a lot of people overlook is that when you customize an invitation and if people are getting emails about their invitations, all of that does show up in the email too. So, I mean, you know, people, as long as people are still receiving alerts about invitations via email, which I still do because I want to have a nice, easy way to view the to view the customized text. So I keep that notification active, that you know, people can still see these things via email.
Yeah.
Do you get that go into a separate folder or something? I was getting so many emails.
Yeah. I used to have that happening, and then I upgraded Outlook, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But believe me, on a weekend where I've got a chance, one of these weekends, I'm definitely gonna start setting up some mega rules again in my Outlook so that everything channels properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, that's exactly what I did. I've got a rule now that has a folder and the only thing I'm getting now is invitation that I'm allowing.
Same here.
And also the acceptances.
Yeah.
As well. Those are the only two emails, and they're going into two different folders. And everything else is switched off because I can engage with it on the app.
Yep.
That's where I'm spending a lot of my time engaging with notifications and other things. There is just one other thing that came up I've just thought of, and that is Pulse. And
yes.
There's a couple of things that I've noticed. Because Ted, you talked about it the other week when you said, "Oh, the app is different and it's changed." And I switched on notifications with the Pulse app, and it's very interesting that I get a notification coming up to say when somebody's published. One of my networks has published a post. Somebody in my network has published a post. And when I swipe on that notification, it takes me to their post inside the Pulse app. However, inside the app, there is no button to show you a list of notifications. And it's very difficult to actually find posts by your connections. It's, again, a totally broken workflow. Then I noticed in the flagship app, I'm now receiving notifications, and this is how I found Lindsay's post on this two-step verification, because it notified me inside the flagship app that she had posted a a pulse post, which is new. I hadn't seen that before. But then recently, unless no one's been posting, I haven't seen any come up in the last few days. Nothing has come up in my notifications on the flagship app. Whereas I've still been getting notifications inside the Pulse app. I hope that makes sense, but it's totally
well.
broken.
I published yesterday, so so if you didn't see mine, then that's kind of confirmation right there.
Didn't see yours come up.
Okay. Huh.
No. So that is confirmation that it's broken somewhere along the line.
It's not a bug. It's a feature. We all
Yeah.
we all know that, especially about LinkedIn. So until they declare it a bug again, at least. So okay, so that's interesting. Actually, I did notice something else that it's finally rolled out to me. I think Ted brought it up a couple weeks ago, but just the new look of Pulse posts on the desktop. So once upon a time, you had like all of the stories that you probably don't care about running off to the left-hand side, and then the publisher content would be on the right-hand side. Now it's just the person who's publishing it, their story. So it's actually a little bigger, a little bolder. I actually like it a lot better. The kind of nice thing about, which I think is actually nice, is that when you have published a post yourself, you used to be able to see number of views, number of likes, and number of comments. Well, the number of likes has gone. Oh, I'm sorry, the number of views has gone away. So people who are viewing your post can't see if it's popular or not, basically.
All right.
But at the same time, they have now provided like a little graph icon here that when you click on it, it takes you to the specific details about your post in terms of page views and the demographics of your reader and who's responding to it and things like that. So I know that a lot of people don't publish, should publish, but a lot of people don't publish, and but for those who do, that's a pretty significant change, as well as just the user experience part of it for anyone who is now reading those published post stories as well. Plus, I did think it was interesting that the stories that used to run up and down the left-hand side are gone now too. I'm not sure what the thinking was behind that. I actually don't mind it too much, but and then you also don't have that endless scroll of stories going, or I don't think you do. Let me confirm that really quick.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It's interesting because they'll have like trending and marketing and advertising.
Yeah, all that's gone.
Well, it's in here in mine today,
it's mine.
and when I click on it, it goes to Yahoo instead of pulling up a Pulse post.
Yeah, mine looks.
Or Fast Company, it sends you right to their sites instead of keeping you within the LinkedIn site, which is a change since last week.
Yes, so.
Oh my gosh.
So on mine.
And they don't show you how many likes and shares anymore.
Wow. That's funny. I wish that I could show my screen and you can show your screen and everything, and we could kind of compare and contrast because, oh, wait, maybe.
You can.
Yeah, let me.
You can do screen sharing, Blab.
So I'm going to do this.
If you've got the plugin on Chrome.
Yeah.
It won't let me do it. There it is. Click to view. Oh no! It just takes you to the. You can't actually view it.
You can. You could do a screen share, but I think don't share the link.
Okay, little live tech support, everybody. So
Okay, can you see the purple square with the little screen on it?
Yep.
Can you click on that?
Yeah, add to Chrome. So I'm adding the Blab screen share extension.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There you go.
okay. Share. Oh, this is kind of cool. Okay, so instead, let's see. I'm going to, because this probably looks small to everyone.
Very, very small, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay.
If you can increase the browser as well, so click the green button on your browser.
Oh, you just want it just maxed? Yeah, we
max it. Yeah. That's it. Now zoom even more. Hey, that's it.
Okay. Oh my God! On a 27-inch screen, you have no idea how huge this looks. Anyhow, so I don't know if you all are seeing this.
That's very different.
Okay. Yeah. So views are gone. Yet here's that little graph thing.
Yeah.
Left-hand side stories are gone. Scroll down through this fantastic piece. Oh my God, I don't know who wrote this, but he did a fantastic job. So anyhow, you get down to the comments, and then remember when you had that continuing scroll before with other stories loading down? Now it just has don't miss more posts by me.
Yay.
And then so that's like totally different now.
That's brilliant.
That's nice.
No, I haven't got that yet.
Yeah, and that so they must be slowly rolling that out. And then when you click on that, you're taken to, the bad news about your views and everything else. And all that. So that is how that works. So hey, I did find something new this week.
You did.
This is what that means. Okay, so now get me out of this thing.
And then it shows you the likes and the comments when you're in your story. But on the home page, it doesn't show you. A lot of times I'll look at something that says it has, 1,000 likes. I'll say, oh, that must be interesting. I want to read that.
So
I know.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
we can for a while, then they take it away. And then they put it back.
That's funny. Well, we've all learned that you can now screen share on Blab too, which is that was actually very cool. Now, of course, all of my browser windows are like blown up to, your guys' heads are almost their actual size in front of me right now. So.
I love it.
Very good. Yeah. So does anyone have anything else on the new front?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So next it's time for our one thing where we bring up the one thing that we all coach and train on, and we just want to highlight for everyone who is watching. So Michael, why don't we start with you first this time?
Okay.
I love it when I surprise him. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. So it's to do with Twitter, because we said let's mix in a bit of Twitter flavor as well, not just focus on LinkedIn all the time.
Right.
And it's to do with searching for people you want to get in front of. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of reverse strategy, is connecting and engaging with people on Twitter first before you start searching people out on LinkedIn. And start the search with a hashtag of your industry, your subject, your stuff, basically. So, for example, if we wanted to connect with people who are interested or specializing in the area of, say, social selling, put the hashtag in the search of social selling inside Twitter, and then see what comes up. And then go and look at the accounts that are mentioning social selling inside their summary, their profile, their bio, but also other people that are tweeting and using that hashtag. And very, very quickly, I mean, it's just one example. I mean, you could say, okay, I want to connect with salespeople. So you could put down hashtag sales. Or if you want to connect with marketing people, hashtag marketing. And then it allows you to, find those people and then connect, follow them. And then also, as we talked about last week, put them into a list. And then, just start with a few and see where you get to, and then start engaging by using the list. Start engaging with their tweets, commenting, liking, retweeting, just to get some engagement and build some trust with that individual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they may not necessarily follow you back, but that doesn't matter. You can still engage with their stuff. And so you should. So that's my one thing for this week. Search a hashtag, create a list of accounts that you want to engage with, and start engaging with them.
Very good. Very good. Ted, the spotlight is now. Oh.
Michael, do you have, I have a question about Twitter. Do you find that lately, if you don't follow people back, they unfollow you eventually?
I haven't noticed it specifically because I haven't. So there are quite a few people that I don't follow back. First of all, companies. Okay, I might be a bit different, but I don't follow back logos at all. I only follow back people's faces, and I've been doing that now for a few years. So I only have people that I connect with. Number two, there are a lot of people out there that are following us all that are selling Twitter lists. So I won't follow them.
Yeah, I don't follow Twitter lists.
And if they drop off, I don't care.
Right.
But generally speaking, if it's a person and their profile looks okay, then I will follow them back straight away. I do that every day pretty quick. So I won't notice if they unfollow me later on. I won't really notice that as such. So I haven't had that experience.
Yeah, I just kind of noticed it,
Right.
I guess about 6 or 8 months ago. For some reason, I just noticed a lot of people were unfollowing me that I wasn't following. Because I don't just follow everybody back like you. It's like, I don't want to follow those people. So I think some of these people are teaching it as a strategy.
I have
if
seen
people
that.
don't follow you back,
that I have
unfollow
seen, actually.
them.
I'm just wondering, what tool are you using to see these unfollows? Because I know that there are tools out there that give you access to that kind of data. I'm just wondering what you're using, basically.
It was a program called Tweet Adder.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I haven't used it in probably a year.
Okay.
Maybe it was a year ago I saw this. But it was just kind of like if I saw your list, I could see all your followers and start following all your followers. And then for some reason, I started seeing all these people unfollowing me that I wasn't following. It'll tell you who you're following that you're not following. They're not following you back. And I know some of these people were teaching that. It's like, well, what's the point? Why do you want to have the same number of followers as
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the strategy is there. I mean, sometimes I see people who follow me, unfollow me, and then follow me again. And I think that that's just because they're trying to, kind of percolate up on my radar, basically, but I mean, because I don't get a lot of, I get some follow requests, but not a lot of them. So I kind of know who's doing it, and I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing there, and yeah, exactly. So
trying to get your attention, yeah.
So I get the follow, unfollow, refollow thing. I don't get the follow, unfollow, hasta la vista thing. As a strategy, I don't understand that. I don't get that. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you don't get it either.
Yeah.
The only tool that I've used, I just shared the link, is Manage Flitter for looking at people that aren't engaged, that haven't followed me back, and I followed them, and some folks that are like no longer active on Twitter. So every 6 months, or if I remember, I have a bit of a clear out of people that I follow because they're like, their last tweet was in 2014 or something like that. And the other thing I did, when Twitter first came out, I was very excited about following celebrities. And I don't know, but this was the thing on Twitter, right? I mean,
you're right. It was, without a doubt.
It's such a big thing for celebrities today. I mean, ridiculous. Some of the UK folks on TV, they're always like comparing each other, like how many followers have you got, type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's big news. So yeah, I this is several years ago now. I cleared all them out as well. You know, using Manage Flitter, it's really easy to kind of just find them and get rid of them. And yeah,
It's not very businesslike. Yeah.
that's
I bet
right.
they're really offended when you unfollowed them.
Michael unfollowed me, and I don't understand why. Oh no! And yes, that was a British accent because they are
Lady
British
Gaga still
celebrities.
That's right. You did that really well, Bob. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Well, my one thing this week is actually follows on what I had brought up last week about the channeling strategy that I had mentioned. So, in other words, getting trying to engage people on Twitter and other social platforms as well, and then draw them into your LinkedIn profile so that they will see what's there, like what's there, and hopefully engage with you, but bring it all through to Twitter. So in other words, draw everybody through to LinkedIn and do the engaging on there, since that, in my opinion, is still the best place, especially for B2B sales types, to engage with people. And I actually did my published post on that this week too. So while I talked about all that stuff last week, there's just only one thing that I want to highlight this week, and that's if you do use a strategy, you have to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is social selling optimized. I mean, that is probably the hugest part there. So again, with my learners that I teach at People Links, I always use the analogy of a house. You know, you need to have that solid foundation before you do all of the, not only the normal stuff, but some of the crazy stuff that you want to do with your house too. You do need that foundation there. And even though you're using all these other social platforms to try to bring people into your LinkedIn, you still need that solid foundation on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you know, it may work, but it's definitely not going to work as well, and it's not going to work as often as it could if you do have the LinkedIn profile really optimized and really up to snuff, so that people can feel free to reach out and connect to you. Or, you know, even if they're not on LinkedIn and you're looking at your and they're looking at your public profile, I mean, even in your summary section, just having your phone number, your email address, and maybe a web address at the very top of your summary line is actually very important, because that means anyone can contact you, even if they're not connected to you on LinkedIn, or even if they're not on LinkedIn at all. And then the other thing about that is, and this is kind of a tip just in and of itself, when you put the name or your phone number and your email address and maybe your website at the very top line on the mobile platforms, they actually show the first, I forget how many characters, but it's most of the first line actually gets shown up in the same box where your name and your headline and stuff like that is too. So when you fill that out too, what it looks like on mobile, and actually, why don't I see if I can show this on mobile? So I know, tell me about it.
He's taking a big risk here now.
First of all, I have to find the app. Yeah, please.
Another important thing while you look for that is that first couple lines shows up in Google search results.
Yeah.
So that's really important. If people just search your name, you always Google someone's name before you meet with them these days. And that's one of the things that'll show up under the LinkedIn profile.
Do you think it's dangerous from a spamming point of view, though, to put your contact details there?
It's making me sign in. I haven't signed out. I don't know what's going on. Remember talking about signing in and stuff. And, you know, at this, well, let's see what happens. Let's see if it makes me go through authentication or not. So anyhow, I'm sorry. Go ahead and say what you were saying before.
Do you think, because I don't have my contact details in the summary, and I'm just wondering, and make your point, Ted, about if it comes up on, you know, the first few lines on search results, and so it's public
Yeah.
as well. Now, people can find my contact details anyway, but perhaps not as easy, because we know that on search, if they search your name, LinkedIn is likely to be the first one on the first page.
Is that?
Just about.
That looks horrible. So basically, right, that line right there is where my phone number and my email address comes up.
Okay, I'm going to try something else here. Let's see if we can do this.
Yeah, of course I'm trying to do it. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that spammy or not?
You know, I mean,
we can
because
take it
it's
both
not
ways.
hyperlinked or anything like that, though. I think that it's more difficult for. I think it's easier for screen scrapers to pick up on hyperlinked links or hyperlinked text than it is just regular text, basically. So I don't think. Oh, here he goes.
Here he goes.
Now, how do you do that?
Yeah, I could tell you, but then I have to kill you.
But that's a perfect example of it right there. I mean, that's absolutely perfect.
So you've got a little icon for a telephone,
Yeah. I just
and
did
then
that
you've
too.
got your email, and then you've got something else.
Well, that's yeah,
Book a call with Bob. Okay.
right. Yeah. So
Is that a little keyboard or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
it looks more complete on an iPad, but it definitely shows.
Actually, it looks pretty good on a phone. That's a good little, makes it very easy for people to reach out. Too bad it's not
Yeah, it's not
clickable. They could
clickable,
call you right from that.
But if somebody really wanted to call me just based on that, or email me just based on that, they could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's get rid of it. See. if
Okay. No, not
That
at all.
doesn't look spammy. No.
Not at all.
Oh, it worked.
Okay, so Michael, get ready to kill me. How did you do that?
Okay, so you need an app called Reflector 2.
And is Reflector spelled?
I use Error Server.
Okay.
Error Server is one I
Now
use
is
too.
Reflector
It's the
spelled
same thing.
normally, or
Yeah.
or is it okay? Or with like
Number
a K
two.
or
Number
a,
two.
number 2? Okay.
Yeah, I think they've got their original one, and this one was updated for iOS 9 or something, and which meant you had to purchase it. It was free before, and now it's not expensive. It's not that expensive.
Right. Okay.
No. Yeah, you can do nice videos
Well,
of
yeah, that's
what things look like on
what
your
I'm
iPad
actually
and your
really
phone now.
looking forward to.
I've
doing
had
with
Beth
this.
ask me the question. I've had Mario ask me the question. So
So you've got a bunch of people on your kill list now.
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Good to know. Good to know.
Just kidding.
So I've been doing a lot of LinkedIn
yeah,
ads
yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah.
month.
What's
Tell
been
me.
happening?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, what's the story?
Oh
'Cause you know there's a
boy.
story.
Yeah, because it's a contest that it goes till the end of June, so we have this really time sensitive to get as much advertising out there as fast as possible. It's for the state of Connecticut. They're trying to get people to move their businesses there. So there's a $5 million grant at stake. So we're trying all kinds of targeting, different. First, we were trying to nurture them with content. It was getting a lot of clicks, but we didn't have time to nurture them to enter the contest. So we switched. Now we're direct promotion. Like, here you go. You 1 in 6 chance of winning up to 1.5 million for your
And
business.
which type
for your
of ads
startup
are you
business.
doing? The banner ones or the line, the top line? Are you using
Sponsored
sponsored
updates.
Okay.
Which is their most popular product?
Sponsored
isn't it?
updates.
Yeah.
And their best.
Yeah.
working ones.
And it's frustrating because the first round took 6
But
days.
I thought
to get
sponsored
approved.
updates were instant. Because
No.
whenever I've done one, I've tested
No,
this
it's
out.
frustrating.
I don't do a lot of advertising, but when I did it before, it's like instant. It starts immediately.
Oh, so
It was.
Oh,
Now they're approving him.
Right. Well, thanks for that.
yeah, because I did one a while ago, and it was like instant.
And what's
too.
really frustrating, I'm literally duplicating campaigns, so it's the same ads, and I just changed the targeting,
for every
and it's taking
single
5
one.
to 6 days to get approved.
Oh.
And I have to take to Twitter. Yeah, it's the same ad they approved already. So I go to Twitter and I just start harassing.
And-
Yeah,
them.
it's like I have green triangles I want to give you. Please let me give this money to you, and they're going, I'm not so sure. I don't know. That's frustrating.
But we got a list from PitchBook of potential companies, so I'm creating ad campaigns from that. Like I put 100 companies per campaign, which is kind of frustrating. But those are converting like crazy, and they're getting a lot of social interaction.
Wow.
So the targeting is working really well. We're getting a
Instant
lot of good
publish
entries
post.
into it. So
You're targeting specific companies in that. Okay.
right.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And they're all startups, so they're small companies. So I have to get that audience to at least 1,000 people before they'll let me finish the ad campaign. A lot of quirks, but it's working really, really well right now. I've got the cost per click down from like $7 a click to about
Great.
$4 a click
Yeah, that's
as
good.
we improve the performance.
Great
That's-
stuff.
So it's not great for time-sensitive promotions, but for long-term, I think it's a really good
Yeah,
way
sounds
to go.
like it, definitely.
Yeah, times have moved on, and they're appearing inside people's news feeds, right? On mobile as well. Yeah.
On mobile.
And on mobile,
Yeah.
too. Amazing. They weren't showing up on mobile a few months ago. And 60% of their traffic's on mobile.
Imagine that.
Boy,
Yeah,
they could be
I
rich
tell
if
ya.
they'd hire
Yeah,
us, I'll tell you.
Just bring in a bunch of us, and we'll tell them what to do, and it'll get stuck in bureaucratic hell for a year, and by that time, everything will be changed anyhow, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Excellent. Let's just all go to work for Twitter. Nah, I don't want to work for Twitter either. Yeah,
They're laying people off, so we don't want to go there. They're starting to sublet some of their space in San Francisco, so they're kind of thinking this might be a peak in the bubble, for high tech.
Wow. So real estate in San Francisco might actually be coming down, or it's probably too soon to say that yet. Yeah.
No, there's still a huge demand.
Great. Well, thanks for that update. That's really interesting to hear that what's been happening there. And yeah, and disappointing that you're having to wait that long. That's not good, because that means
We're trying to spend $1,000 a day on ads.
I mean,
for
it
this
means-
campaign.
again, the workflow is broken.
Yeah.
Wherever you look, there is something that is broken, and that's not good news for any of us, actually, who are willing for the product to be great, because we're promoting the product without getting paid for it by educating people how to use it. And it's a shame. It's a shame. So let's send this video to Jeff Weiner to we can help.
Mm-hmm. And watch this.
I put a ticket into the help desk and they never got back to me. They approved the ads, I think, but they never responded and said,
Oh,
sorry
imagine
for the
that.
delay or whatever.
Imagine
Never got a
that.
response.
Wow. Of course not.
And there's
Of
no
course
phone
not.
number to call, of course,
That's such a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is.
It's frustrating.
not good.
Well, that's
Good
good.
news is the ads are working well.
That's excellent. That's fantastic, because I actually wanted to end the show on a high note, and the fact that the ads are working, I think that we should just say fantastic and just kind of wrap things up from here. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Suits me.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get us started.
So thanks for joining us on Social Selling Wednesday. We are here 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, whatever that translates for you around the world, as well as through the various podcasting types of things that we go through. Hopefully we'll have even more channels open and available to us soon. So again, socialsellingwednesday.com. We're here every Wednesday. For Ted and Michael, I'm Bob Woods. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.